Hi guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Myth Brand. On today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to draft the beautiful bustier blouse you see on the thumbnail. So we're going to be drafting exact same blouse. So what we'll be needing for this tutorial, because today's tutorial is all about the drafting of the pattern, and then we'll go ahead to do the sewing in another tutorial. You know how we do it, right, on this channel. So what we'll be needing is our pattern paper, and as you can see here, I've already gone ahead to draft out the basic front bodice block on this pattern paper. So this is my pattern. This is the measuring tape, pen, scissors, and then I have my marker pen as well. And most importantly, my client's measurement, as you can see. So without further ado, let's get started already. So guys, to draft this pattern, we'll be using the my client's bust span measurement, which is her nipple to nipple measurement, and it's 8 inches. So 8 inches divided by 2, because my paper is on fold, right? So 8 inches divided by 2, we have 4 inches, and inches on the bust point all the way to the down. So 4 inches all the way down. So the measurements we have here are the shoulder line, the chest line, bust point line, under bust, the waistline, and the full length. Okay. So if you don't know how to draft the female basic bodice block, I have a tutorial on that on my channel. I'll be linking it to these videos. Do have to check the description box so that you'll be able to watch that video and learn how to draft the basic bodice block for female. So I'm just using my pencil to draw out the straight line to connect the points with a straight line, and I'll use my marker to highlight it for a clearer view. I think I'll just mark this all the way to the top. I'll extend the line to the chest line, the nipple to nipple line. I'm going to extend it all the way to the chest line. Okay. So this is what we have. So I'll come down to my under bust. I'll go over to my shoulder line here. This is the shoulder. Like my shoulder, I have 5 inches. So I'll just be dividing it by 2. That is about 2.5 inches. I'll mark 2.5 inches, and then I'll be connecting it to meet with this line. I'll connect the 2.5 inch like so. To meet with this line here. Okay. So that's what we have. And then I'll come down to my under bust line, and then to mark my dart. The part going to the towards the center, I'll be marking 1 inch. On the part going towards the center, 1 inch, because my client is on a bigger bust side. So I'll be using 1 inch for the part going towards the center, and then for the part going towards the side, I'll be using 1.5 inch. Okay. So if your client is on a smaller bust side, I would advise you use half an inch for the part going towards the center, and then 1 inch for the part going towards the side. I'll be marking that all the way to the down. This is 1 inch here, and then 1.5 inch here. So I'm going to be connecting it with my straight rule.
You are doing Put it down on YouTube. But you're filming it. Content. If they say there's money inside. The affinity there. Thank you very much. You don't do the hairstyle. Many the other one. The other hairstyle. Go and let it. Give it to. The market I go. I don't shop. Spend the money. Take this one. Thank you very much. God bless you. So I will do now. Hey, I forget that I want to bring at home.
Okay, ma, thank you. So guys, I'm connecting my point with a straight line. So on the bust point now, I'm going to be joining this dark leg with a slight curve on the bust point. This is the bust point. We are just going to be using a slight curve to connect it to meet with our dark leg. So just watch closely. Okay. So yeah, don't worry if you can't see it clearly now. I'll be highlighting it with my marker as we go on with the tutorial. So I'll be doing the same thing for this other side. So yeah, I'm just going to make this visible using my marker. So guys, then for this other side, I'll be going up. For me to get my neckline, I'll be going up from this chest line by 1.5 inches. I'll place my tape on the chest line here, and then I'll go up by 1.5 inches, like so. Now I'm just going to connect it to the straight line after marking. So I'm going to connect this with a straight rule. Okay. Now on this shoulder line, I'll go out by 1/2 inch here on this our neckline here, and then I'll go in by 1/2 inch also, and I'll connect it to meet with the bust point. I'll use a slight curve to connect it to meet with our bust point. Okay, so you can see the spear shape is coming out already. You can see our bustier shape is coming out already. So now for the neckline, it's a sweetheart neckline. So this one is optional. It depends on you how deep you want your neckline to be and how comfortable you want your bust to show. Okay, how comfortable you are with revealing your bust or something. So I don't want this to be too deep. So I'm just going to come down with about 1/4 inch here on the chest line. On the chest line, guys, not on the new neckline. On the chest line, I came down with 1/4 inch, and I'm going to connect this point to meet with this to say this dart that I have here. So I'm going to connect it like so in a sweetheart form. I'm just placing my ruler. Okay, so I think I have the perfect shape. I'm going to be connecting it. Okay, guys, this is what I have. Okay, Then for this other side, I'm going to, from here, from this point now, this dark point, I'm going to place my ruler and connect it to meet with the armhole. Okay, so guys, this is what we have. I'm just going to place it like so and connect it to meet with the armhole. All right, guys, so you see, this is what we have. Okay, so now we are going to be imputing our my client's measurement. We'll be imputing my client's measurement. I'm going to be adjusting these sweetheart. I don't like the way it's looking so flat here. I want it to be a bit curvy. So I'm just going to be adjusting it a little bit. This is the new necktie we're working with. So this is the new necktie we're working with. So I'm going to be imputing my client's measurement. Our bust measurement is 40. Now we are marking on our chest line, not this new necktie. So our bust measurement is 40 divided by 4, we have 10. This is 10. And then I'm going to be adding half inch for that. That's half inch for the joining. I'm going to add half inch here. And then for my sewing allowance, whenever I'm making a bouquet, I like using 2 inches. So I'll be adding 2 inches sewing allowance here. Then for the waistline, her waist is 35 inches. 35 inches divided by 2. We have 17.5 inches. Divided into 4, that gives us 8.25 inches. So we have 8.25 inch here. Then I will add the bust measurement that I had here. We have 2.5 inches for the dart. I will add this here, and then I will add my sewing allowance, which is okay, I'll be using 1.5 inches sewing allowance here for the waist and every other part. Then for the full length, I'll be dividing the hip measurement by 4. My client's hip measurement is 43. 43 divided by 4. I think I have 10 and 3/4 inches. Then I will add that intake here, which is 2.5. Hope you can see what I'm doing. 2.5 inches here. Then 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. Okay. So I want you to watch the where I place my curve. So this is for the upper part. So I place my curve for the upper part. And then for the lower part, I'll place it like so. So that we have that shape that the blouse is having. And then I'll blend it in to avoid any pointing edge. Okay, so I'll just use my ruler now to highlight this. Remember, for the upper part, I take it like so. This is how I place my curve rule for the upper part. And then for the lower part, I inverted it. I'm just going to press it like so. So we are not done yet, guys. I'm going to go up by 2 inches. I'll be going up by 2 inches on the side. On the side, guys, I'll go in by 2 inches. And I'm also going to divide what I have here into two. I have 9¼ inch. I'm going to divide it into two like so. And then I'm going to do a rough sketch here. So from here now, I'll draw a curve. I'll also go up from here. Okay. Let me use 1 inch here. I'll go up from here by 1 inch. And then I'll draw a curve to meet this 1 inch point. Remember, I went up from the side by 2 inches. I divided the side into two equal halves. And then I went up from the midpoint by 1 inch. Hope you can see. Okay. I went up from the side by 2 inches. I divided the side into two equal halves. And I went up from that midpoint by 1 inch. And I'm going to be connecting, I'll be drawing a slight curve here now. Just trying to see if I can get that shape that we have. Okay. So yeah. So from here now, I'll be drawing the curve. Okay. Then I think I'll come down here by 1 inch. On the sides again, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. And then I'll be drawing another curve. I don't think this works best. Okay, let's see. Let me go up from the midpoint by 2 inches. I'm trying to get that shape that is black out. Okay. I went up from the midpoint by 2 inches now. Let's see if we'll be able to get it in this way. So that's 2 inch. Okay. Okay, guys. I think we have it now. So yeah. Okay. just going to highlight it now with my marker. So you just keep. So guys, this is it. This is the shape I wanted, and this is what I have. So I'm going to be cutting this out now. So I'm going to be cutting the back. So you're going to be cutting the back. So guys, in order for us to cut the back, we'll be joining this, we're placing this on top each other like so. So we'll just place it on top each other and we'll be taping it down. Okay? So we are placing the cut area on top each other and not this straight line. The straight line is supposed to meet like this. It's supposed to be together side by side like this. It's only the cup that is supposed to be on top each other, not like this, but it's supposed to be like this, side by side, while the cups are relaxed on top of each other. So we are going to be taking it down. Okay. So yeah, you have to be careful while doing this. Make sure that it aligns, that the line aligns with each other before taking. Remember not to place it on top of each other, except for the top area. So once you get to the end, okay, so we go to the end. So yeah, this is what we have. Also, I'm going to be curving this into this main part. I'm going to be curving it like so. And yeah, I'll be trimming off the excess. So guys, this is what we have. So I'll be bringing the fresh paper I'll be using for the back. So this is what we are using for the back. And then I'm going to be placing this. I'll be placing it on the paper like so because this is a corset. It's going to be having a lacing back. Sorry, it's going to be having a lacing back at the back. So it's not using zipper. So suppose it was using zipper, I would have added the zipper line here. But since we are using a lace back, we don't need that zipper allowance line. Okay, so I'm just going to place it like so. And then I'll be marking the waistline. This is the waistline here. And I'm going to trace every other line with my marker. So I'm just going to hold it very firmly. Remember, I'm starting it from the edge of the paper. So I'm just going to make sure it's firm. So I'll make sure it's turned like so, and I'll trace out the side. Remember, I've added all of my allowances already. So I'm done with the side. I'm tracing out the down part. Okay. So yeah, remember the waistline that we marked here. I'm just going to go in by half an inch. That I want to make this back straight. So I'm just going to be marking. I'll be drawing a straight line. Or maybe I'll just follow this curve. Let me follow this curve all the way to the end. Okay. So I chose to follow the curve all the way to the end of the adjusting it. Then for this back, for the waistline rather, I'll be coming in by half an inch. I know it's not using zipper. Yes, but I just want to eliminate that mid bulge that used to be on the back. So I'm just going to slant it like so. So meet with the half inch. And then for here, so that the back will be relaxed. Okay, guys, so this is what we have for the back. I'm going to cut it out now. So this is the back. This is what we have for the back. And then this is what we have for the front. So for this front, I'm going to be slitting it open. Or let me try and remove the tape and see if it will come up. So our tape is coming off. So since our tape is coming off, there's no need for me to slit it open. So yeah. So guys, this is what we have for the front, and this is what we have for the back. So when you want to cut, remember to add your allowance. Remember to add allowance before cutting. Add half an inch allowance all the way around, but I will not be adding allowance to the side because I already added allowance while I was drafting. I've added the sewing allowance that I want to use while I was drafting. So I will not be adding any more allowance to the side. But to the other part, I'll be adding half an inch allowance all the way round. So with this guys, we've come to the end of today's tutorial. These are the two front pieces. You can see our cup is looking very beautiful. And then this is the back piece. So the sewing tutorial will be communicated when we'll be having it. Maybe probably tomorrow. Don't know. I'll be communicating when we'll be having the finishing part of this and top. That's the sewing part. I'll be communicating it on the channel. So guys, so if you are a new subscriber, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much, you're welcome. And if you are new to my channel, you're just seeing my channel for the first time, thank you so much guys, I really appreciate. So do wait to stay tuned to the channel so you know when we'll be drafting this beautiful, lovely bustier top you see on the thumbnail. One will be sewing it. We've drafted out the pattern already. These are the front pieces, and then this is the back. So ours is going to be a caged bustier. So if you don't know how to make a caged bustier before, I would advise you anticipate that you don't miss out on that tutorial so that you'll be learning all of that as well. So with this, we'll come to the end of today's tutorial. Thank you so much guys for watching. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, do it to subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in my next one. Bye.